Hey, what's up? What's going on? It's your girl, Mary Jane. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peace, my peoples. I would also like to add, if you can like the video, to let me know if you watch the reviews or not, just to let me know if I should continue to review certain shows. So if you would kindly like to let me know or leave a comment, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. So let's talk about Insecure Season 2, Episode 6, Hella Blows. Yes, it blows when comes all in your face and you get an eye shot. And you can get an eye shot and have herpes in that cum and have herpes in the eye. I don't know, I just thought of it. So let's get started. Let's talk about Molly. Molly, she's talking to Dro on the phone. She's having a conversation with him, and she's like kind of letting him know that she kind of feels like kind of weird. The situation between them two having sex is kind of awkward. And he was like, "Oh, why does it gotta be awkward? It's all good. I'm married. You single. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So why does it gotta be awkward? You know?" And so then the line beeps, and guess who it is? It is Molly's mother. And guess what? Molly wants to ignore her mother and not talk to her at all, but she hangs up with Dro. And it's like she's mad at her mother for accepting her father back because he cheated on her mother, but yet she is involved with a married man that's cheating on his wife, the same exact thing that his father did. And the woman and the other woman that he cheated with knew that he was married. So how can Molly, be mad at her mother, or be mad at her father, when she's absolutely doing the same thing by interfering in someone's marriage, which, she's the mistress, even though Dro and his wife has a agreement where they can see other people, and it's kind of like different because the wife knows, but she's ultimately doing the same thing that she's upset with her father for doing, and all like that. So it's just like she doesn't care about their vows. She doesn't care about anything else, And it's just like she's so upset with her parents, but she is violating someone else's vows, even though they have an open marriage. It still goes against what she believes in, and she's doing the same thing. So she ignores her mother. She does not want to talk to her mother. So we see Issa's riding the city bus, and she's looking for fresh meat. And she's also feeling like, damn, everything is possibly going wrong. And she's feeling like, what's going on. Like, she's not feeling good inside. It seems like she's at a low point right now, but only thing that, Issa sees that she can do is have sex. Having sex will bring her back to her high point. It's like sex is her hella drug now. Sex is her drug right now. She's no different than, someone addicted to sex. And so, Issa, she texts Daniel and everything, but Daniel's busy. He got things to do. So it's just like, okay. So, and she's upset. So, so so Issa, she goes home, and then she's thinking about her neighbor, the young guy, and she was like, what, let me get dressed. And she was in the mirror talking about, this pussy burns, this pussy's like fire. Only thing I could think of was like, Usher burn. And so anyway, so she gets dressed, she's playing in the mirror, talking to herself to build her confidence up to go have sex with her next door neighbor. She goes downstairs, she knocks on his door, and he was like, "Hey, what's up? Did I call you? Did I say something to you? Did I let you know to come over? Because if I did, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that." And then Issa finds out that he has somebody else there, so she really feels awkward. She feels weird about the situation. He was like, if I knew you was coming through, you know what? She wouldn't even been here. So it's like, yo, she's like, now she's just feeling like low at this point, that she has a whole rotation and none of her hoes are in rotation, and pretty much no one's paying her any business. So she's still feeling that, lonely, feeling that, insecure feeling, because, she doesn't have these guys to validate her and to lust after her, because right now they're busy doing other things. So he was like, yo, did I call you? And I swear her neighbor looks like Mace. Gonna tell me he don't look like Mace? He looks like Mace to me. And so he has another girl in the house or whatever. And then also when he shuts the door in Issa's face, it looks like there's an eviction notice on the door. Did you guys notice that or not? So then Daniel finally texts, Issa back, and he's telling her he's busy because he's at the studio. And she's like, she's at her low point. And then little thug comes out, and he says, I could have sworn he said, do you want a turkey or something? Issa was like, nah, I'm not down. I'm not interested in whatever you selling, whatever you want me to do. I'm not interested. I don't want no parts. And the only thing I want is some play. So he says she goes back to, her apartment, and she's looking through her text, and she sees that there is a sex ball. And so she's going to go to the sex ball. But before we move on to that, we get to Lawrence. Lawrence is at work. He's doing his woo woo presentation, and everybody's agreeable. His co-workers are agreeable to his presentation, which is Cameron and Tim. They are agreeable to whatever he's talking about in his presentation about his new app or whatever. And they're talking to him. It was like, yeah, everything you explained everything so well. Everything sounds so good, Daniel. It's great, wonderful. It's like, so Daniel was like, you guys have any questions? Do you guys got any feedback? Let me know something. And it was like, nah, well, where you get your sneakers from, bro? I like your sneakers. Yeah. So Daniel's feeling really good about himself, but he's also like questioning, why aren't they questioning him or anything like that, or follow up. So he goes talk to his other employee, which is the girl that I think that kind of likes Daniel, whatever. And she was like, bro, they're not really into your project, because she was like, they act really weird, like they didn't want to give you the criticism, but I know these guys. And did you get any feedback? You get any follow up? Or did they call to have a private meeting with you or anything? Well, they're really not feeling it. And she was like, I don't understand why it seems like they don't want to tell you that. It's just really awkward. And Daniel was like, what are you talking about? My presentation was great. My Woo Woo app is great. She was telling him it's kind of dated. So Daniel's not, Lawrence is not hearing that. And so it's like he's at his job, and now he's going to figure out like how they really feel about him. Like he's kind of putting two to two together, and he's gonna come to some realizations where his co-workers and things like that. And so then we move on to Molly and Issa. They're at the car shop or whatever, and they're talking, and Molly's talking about, what, I'm gonna talk to Dro and tell him that it's just really awkward. We're really good friends and everything, and I like staying friends. You're like my best friend. You took me to the prom, and when I was all in pink and I was on my Beyonce stage in my life. But I just I would feel real better if we just stay friends, because you're the only friend I have. You're always there for me. And so Issa was like, girlfriend, I'm your friend, you forgot about me? She was like, I don't mean it like that. So then the car dealership guy comes out, and he's like, you know what, it's gonna cost you $5,500 to fix your car. She was like, what? It's just a bumper. And so she was like, how am I supposed to pay for that? I'm broke, I'm poor. I know that feeling when you at the body shop and they want to tell you they're gonna charge you this and that. And so Issa was like, all right, whatever. And so Molly was like, you know what, I can give you a ride home. And Issa was like, you gotta give me a ride home. I got no other way home. And so, they end up, driving or whatever to, so get some takeout food or whatever. And so Molly goes, I want 2 double cheeseburgers. And she looks at Molly. She goes, you can have whatever you want, because you're paying. I thought that was funny. And so, then Molly tries to say, I had a flat tire and that was hella problems. And Issa was like, come on, I don't want to hear it. And so, Issa was just like, yo, my dude's supposed to be in her rotation. I got none of my guys in rotation. It's like, they're my hoes. I call them. They need to be ready. Give me that when I want it. And, so she's going to enter a new guy into her rotation that she went out with last week. I think I don't know. I forgot his name. Spanish guy. I think his name is, I don't know. His name is something. That's all I know. His name is something. And so, so Issa's like, they ain't even calling me back. Yeah, but they already got the pussy. They know they can get it any time. So they don't need to be falling all over you, And plus they can feel that thirst. When people feel thirst, they usually want to make you more thirsty. So, she just, Issa's not getting it. She's just not getting that she's on a roller coaster, and she's continuing to do the same things with the same guys over and over, which leads her to nowhere, which leaves her to, messing up her car because she was looking at a dick pic, and, get into the accident. And now her sexual behaviors is coming at her now, because now she has to get take the bus, take Uber, carpool, and get rides with her friend to get around, because she was so embroiled and so caught up in just having sex with this one and that one, thinking that would help her get over her feelings, but which is not happening. And because she's still feeling at her low, because that's why she's upset these guys are not calling her, because she still got to deal with the emptiness that's inside of her. And she feels like having these guys lust over her, having sex and taking that moment of the feeling of loneliness and weakness away by having sex. It's just like an alcoholic, or a drug addict or whatever, but it's sex addiction. Well, Issa, sex addiction. And so she's just like, she's still not feeling all that great about herself. And then Lawrence, he goes to talk to Cameron and Tim, I believe, his co-workers, like, hey guys, you guys got any feedback for me? What do you think about the woo woo app and this and that? And they totally kind of like, oh yeah, it was good, it was interesting, yep, where you get the sneakers from? That's where you can tell us. And he was like, oh, I just got it from this place called, this store in the city called Ice Cream or whatever. And so, and it's like he was trying to get feedback to see if they had any negativity or any, congratulations, or we want to work with you on this new app. And it's not that. And he seems like they look like they're kind of nervous to tell him, hey, listen, we don't want to be bothered. But they also say, you know what, we just, keep coming with your ideas. You'll be a 2.0. We like your energy. We like your ideas. Keep coming with more ideas. So when they say keep coming with more ideas, basically they're saying, come with more ideas, because this one we definitely not going to work on. But they couldn't really say it flat out to him, And then they also say to him, like, we like your energy, we like your perspective, like your perspective as a black man, in my opinion. And we like your energy, like the black energy, and we like your, your sneakers and things like that. And so, Lawrence is feeling a little shaded, a little slighted by, what they're saying. So he goes to talk to his co-worker, the female, and he was like, you was definitely right. These guys really feel weird about telling me that they don't like my ideal or not. And Lawrence goes, I believe it's because I'm black. It was like, yeah, you know what? That's probably it. You hit it right on. You hit it. And so then she goes, you know what? They feel weird around my boobs too. And I was like, and so totally awkward. Working with awkward people is like crazy, especially working with awkward people, especially being like the only black male or the black woman at a company or organization that is new, and it's not. Sometimes it's a good feeling. Sometimes it's not a good feeling. And sometimes, there's a lot of pitfalls in them situations. And you don't know when people are actually giving you their honest opinion, or they really don't want to tell you the truth because they're intimidated by your blackness. So, moving on. And so, what's his name? Dro and Molly, they end up, talking or whatever. But they end up talking, and, they're supposed to go out to like the sports bar and watch the game and all this other good stuff. And then so Molly had her speech ready to tell him that, hey, she doesn't feel comfortable with sleeping with him anymore. It's just not what she wants to do. She wants to just stay as friends. And before you know it, Dro and Molly are at the hotel getting it. I mean, yeah, they're getting it on. They're having sex after sex after sex. And Dro was like, so what was that whole spill and that whole speech you had saying that you didn't want to do this anymore, but we did it 4 times over and over? And she was like, so how do your wife feel about it? He was like, it was my wife's idea, because she didn't want us to feel like we was obligated or stuck in to one another, so we can have an open, free, marriage. And Molly was like, okay, so do you have any other girls you sleep with? Is there any other Mollys? He was like, no, there ain't no other Mollys, and yes, I have done it before, but right now I'm just with you. So he's just saying, basic, I can have my cake and eat it too. And so then they get ready to have sex again. They're in the tub. They order food. And, he's not in the tub yet, but Molly's in the tub and they're playing around. He gets a phone call. It's his wife. It's number one. It's the main head BIC in charge. And she locked her keys out. She lost her keys and she's locked out the house or whatever. So he runs home. He says, Molly, I got to go. My wife left the keys out. But you know what? Molly gets ready to get out the tub, and Dro says, no, stay in the tub, everything's paid for. So then she stays there and she feels empty as well. So she's also having the same empty feeling that Issa's having, but Issa's having sex with different guys, and Molly's having sex with Jerome because he feel empty about, everything that she did believe in as a child, about how perfect a marriage is, how perfect a life is, how perfect her mom is, how perfect her dad is. Now that whole image is destroyed. And so now she doesn't know what she wants to do. And so now it's like she's going backwards by ultimately getting into somebody else's marriage, which can cause a destruction, especially if Dro's wife finds out, because they know each other. Like, that was like private business, but I guess friends are doing friends. So we'll see how that situation pans out. I don't know if Dro said that she knows about it, but she knows that he is sleeping around with somebody else. But I don't know if she actually know that it is Molly, and how Molly's gonna feel face to face with her, because she's actually getting her husband's second hand, and he would never. He's gonna pick his wife over Molly any day, even though they are friends. So she's feeling empty and lonely. So there they go. So then Issa, she meets up with Nico. Nico comes to the crib. And they're supposed to go out to dinner and everything like that. And they're supposed to, so then, Issa is just like, she had on a short white miniskirt, and she's just like, I'm not ready yet, but, rest of my clothes are in the dryer. And do you like this skirt? He was like, yeah, I really like this skirt. She was like, oh, it's really short, but you got to see the other one. And she was like, but it can come off, And then she sit next to him, and then she pours a glass of wine, trying to get him drunk. She turns on the music, and then she starts to kiss him. And he was like, hold up, wait a minute. That felt good, but, let's go to dinner. And then, she's like, nah, I don't want to go to dinner. Peace. And so Nico leaves, and that's just like it's like the role has reversed, because usually sometimes, not all the time, but if a guy knows that he ain't gonna get it, all right, peace. It's no use for us to just chill for the rest of the night, hang out. I want sex and you don't, so peace, be going so I can get it somewhere else. Basically, that's how Issa was rolling. Like, yo, if I can't get it right now from you, then why waste my time with dinner? I don't want to talk. I don't want to get to know you, because he wants to talk. He wants to get to know her. But basically, she's hurt inside because she can't have Lawrence. But she's not trying to build, another bond with anybody. She's just trying to have sex and try to F away her pain with her vagina. So then after that, they end up going to, the sex ball. They end up going to the sex ball. And so they run instantly and get condoms. There was the big thing about insecure condoms. So you see all the ladies grabbing condoms, putting condoms in their pocketbooks and dildos. And so Tiffany was like, I signed this up for blowjob plus or whatever. And the other ladies were like, I don't give blowjobs. I don't suck. I don't do that. I don't do this. I don't do that. And then, the lady, one of the employees at the sex boat was like, here are condoms that you can put on while you're giving a blowjob or whatever. And they were like, I don't use condoms when we're giving a blowjob. That's just like eating a popsicle with the wrapper on top. They are too much. And so, and Tiffany's like, and it was like, I don't even like doing that. And so Kelly was like, I stopped sucking penis when I was in such and such grade, 5th or 6th grade, because the balls smell so bad. And Issa was like, I'm not really good at it because I got all these big teeth or whatever. And so Tiffany's like, see, that's why you guys ain't married, because I don't know what's the hang up with you black women not want to give blowjobs and all this other stuff. I think that's a myth. And just a rumor that was started that lasted a long time. And so she was like, that's why, Becky, that's why Becky has, the husband have all your black men or whatever. Nope. It's not because of blowjob. It's because if a man is attracted to a white woman and he's black, that's who he's gonna go after. If he's feeling to be with a white woman, that's who he's gonna go after. If he's feeling to be with a black woman, that's who he's gonna go after. It's whatever he's really more comfortable with and more attracted to, because it has nothing to do with sex or blowjobs or whatever. Because anybody can get a blowjob, in my opinion. Just my opinion, whatever. So then, what's her name? Kelly, she's like, oh, that's because you went to private school. That's why you're the Becky or whatever. You know about giving blowjobs or whatever. And so, I don't know how many black women watch my videos, but how many of you guys give blowjobs? So that has nothing to do with a man not wanting to marry you because you don't give blowjobs. And so, anyways, so that's when Tiffany said, that's why I'm signing you guys up for the class or whatever to learn how to, suck penis or whatever. So that can also be Issa's problem too, as well, if she's just looking to get pleased and she's not pleasing her partner. And so also, Molly says, if a guy goes down on me, I'll go down on him. I'll return the favor. So that could be Issa's problem. Why every time she calls the guys, they're not calling her back, because they gotta put in all the work. Nobody wants to put in all the work 24/7 and all the time they have sex. You gotta be 50-50, I guess. So they take their little blow. they're gonna be taking their class, and so Kelly was like, I blame it on the black church. And then Issa, I think it was Issa or Tiffany, says, you can't blame everything on a black church. I thought that was funny. And so, Molly gets another call from her mother. She's still ignoring her mother. She doesn't want to talk to her mother, but yet she's sleeping around with a married man. And so then we get to, Issa. Issa goes to see Daniel at the studio or whatever, and then they're playing music, and he gets her favorite bottle of wine, and they drink the wine and whatever, and it's all good. And then, they're getting ready to, do the nasty or whatever, but she wants to show him her new tricks that she learned in class today. And so she starts to blow, Daniel, and she's doing such a good job that he explodes all over her face, right in her eye. But if she would have did it with a condom on, she wouldn't have got all that cum in her face. And now she's upset with Daniel. She's mad at Daniel. She's leaving the house. She's just totally like pissed or whatever. But it's like, yo, if you wasn't good at giving blowjobs, and so now that you finally give a really good blowjob and the guy busts in your face, you might as well stay around. You might as well stay around. You did what you came to do. You came to please, and you pleased. You pleased so much, he shot all in your face. So she's holding a paper towel. Just go and take a shower. So Issa's really upset, and he was like, damn, I'm sorry. I thought we was doing the freaky stuff. I thought we was all into it together. She was like, oh, you blew in my face. So it's just like, so if she would have used the condom that the lady at the expo was telling her, she wouldn't have had that cum all up in her face. And then now she exposed her eyes to any type of sexually transmitted disease. And her throat, OMG. Oh. So then, she's just so upset, and she's mad, and she's embarrassed, and she's just taking it too far. But I think that she's really upset just with herself, period. She's just upset just at life right now at the time. She's just upset with everything because nothing's really going her way. The car situation, she doesn't have Lawrence back. When she wanted to see these guys, they was unavailable for her. And Nico, he blew her off because he didn't want to have sex with her right away. So she's kind of upset at the world. She's really upset. It's an internal upset, because why would she get so mad? And they show all the shit on her face. Like, that was wrong. So anyways, she gets into a carpool, and she's just feeling humiliated. She has a towel, a napkin on her face, and it's just a bad situation. So anyways, please tell me what you guys think about, the show. Tell me what you think about the review. And, just let me know if you like the reviews. Just hit the like button so I'll know. Anyways, thank you guys. Peace. I'm out. One love to my peeps and my peoples.